And we're back here in Final Fantasy XIV, continuing with the 4.3 main scenario quest. And our next one is unknown to us, so let's talk to Hien and see what's in store for us. The primary agreement. Hien is ready to proceed with the prisoner exchange. I'm sure it will go perfectly and there will be no problems whatsoever. My mute key still hides the UI for some weird reason. Hien, while we were putting our contingency plans in place, I left Hakuro in charge of organizing transport for the Imperial prisoners. He will see they arrive at the appointed hour, leaving us free to rendezvous with our Confederate allies. Come, they await us on the riverbank, not far from the castrum. Okay. Quest accepted. Speak with the Confederate skipper in the glittering basin. We are still powering through version 4.3. I'm assuming that we will very shortly be coming upon some sort of dungeon or trial or something. Is it there again? How do we keep... I feel like there should be a faster way to get to these places, but, you know, what do I know? Alright, we're heading south. Taking to the air, taking to the skies, to fly south. Towards the rendezvous point with the Confederate skipper in the glittering basin. Trying to think of anything to say to fill in this time. Hey, the ship is up there in the distance. That's pretty cool. It knows that I'm heading for the rendezvous. Oh, that's cool. There's a big, so there's a big wire running from this, this round Stargate-looking thing all the way up to the Confederate, I mean, not the Confederate, the Imperial structure up there. I don't know what all that is. Kind of feel like that's new. I don't remember seeing any of that before. But I may have just missed it. You know, it's kind of weird playing this game that's clearly running at 60 frames or higher per second when I've been playing Bloodborne for the last couple of weeks and I had sort of gotten used to the frame rate, but Bloodborne does not run at 60 frames or higher per second. Bloodborne runs at basically 30 frames a second, and occasionally, because of the boost mode on the PS4 Pro, occasionally will go a little bit higher than 30 frames a second, but I had sort of gotten used to it and didn't really notice anything until I started playing this game, which has just rock solid 60 frames a second. It's, yeah, it's quite a difference. Alright, anyway, back to the story. Alvino. Would that we had some hint as to the ambassador's intentions. Had we not prepared for the worst, I should be wary of going through with this at all. What say you, Alizé? No matter what Asahi throws at us, we cannot let that monster have his way. For he is indeed a monster. Right, Yuguri? My only concern is the safe return of our people. That is what my lord wishes, and that is what shall be done. Okay. Do you agree, Hien? The tower rather spoils the view across the river, does it not? I concede we might perhaps have chosen a less ominous place to conduct the exchange. Alright, Rasho, what's going on? Do not worry about the ship. It will be where it needs to be, and with Tan Sui at the helm. Who is that? Who is Tan Sui? Do I know that person? Okay, Confederate skipper, let's get this show on the road. Let's do this thing. Let's do this exchange. Your party's assembled then? I don't know what his voice sounds like. Hien, aye, and ready for what lies ahead, I trust, lest there be any confusion, though. The tower across the water is to be the scene of the exchange. That, and whatever else Asahai has planned. The tower across the water there, where the ship is docked, I see. That looks like the location of a fight of some kind. There's going to be a trial there, or a dungeon there, or something like that. But regardless of the ambassador's intentions, we will bring our people home. Yuguri, you are to evacuate the conscripts at the first sign of trouble. Yes, my lord. Boy, it's really obvious when I mute the microphone to cough, isn't it? Alphino, we, meanwhile, shall cover their escape and lend what support we can. Let's get everybody in the frame here. Okay. Your ship awaits you at the Customs loading docks. She will see you safely home. Then all stand ready to play their part. Come, let us be about it. I can hear Hien's voice in my head, but I can't make myself sound like him. He's got, there's just something weird about his accent that I can't figure. It's almost like it's Japanese American, maybe? Or Japanese British, I guess, would be a better way to put that. It does have a touch of Japanese to it. Here we go. The exchange.
At last, the hour has come. The conclusion to these negotiations will mark a new beginning for Dorma and the Empire. A first step on the road to peaceful coexistence.
Indeed. We are ready to proceed with the exchange when you are. Forgive my curiosity, Ambassador, but is there a purpose to these containers you bring with you?
Oh, the supply crates. They are filled with materials we hoped might be of use in Dorma's restoration. I meant to gift them to you at our last meeting, but we had so much else to discuss.
How very generous. I confess I had not expected such compassion, welcome though it is. But then I was also surprised by the news that one of our captives had delivered herself into your custody ahead of time. A minor discrepancy I shall overlook in the spirit of the occasion.
Are you perhaps referring to me, Lord Hien?
Oh boy.
Yotsuyu.
Orphan of the Nairi, widow of Sashihai, and acting Viceroy of Dorma! You and your people are mine to govern! Mine to punish!
Oh, she's a boss in the upcoming dungeon, isn't she?
Well, well. It would seem your shattered mind is mended. As per our agreement with the Ambassador, you are free to return with him to the Empire. Your authority as acting Viceroy, however, is no longer recognized here.
My position is not for you to decide. little lordling. All who resist the rule of the Empire must be purged. Such was the order given to me by Lord Xenos himself.
Grin.
I will reign here in this putrid, pestilent swamp until the last of you has been broken.
I forgot about the screenshot camera sound. The Staff of Ra headpiece?
This land shall know no dawn. I will spew forth darkness and drown all in eternal night. And high above you I shall shine, uncaring, cold and distant as the moon!
That's dramatic. Okay, here come the containers. It's aether crystals. I think. I'm doing screenshots anyway. I don't care if it makes a sound.
What has she done?
Oh gods, this is a summoning.
Oh, it's a trial. It's a primal summoning. She's the trial boss. I'm glad it's a trial and not a dungeon. Ooh. Taking my screenshots. What has she transformed herself into? Ooh. Darn. She's the black and white moon goddess?
A Dorman citizen has called forth an icon in direct violation of our primary agreement. The negotiations have failed. Abandon the captives and make preparations to withdraw.
But Ambassador!
Disobey me, Pilus, and you disobey the Emperor. Make preparations to withdraw! Now!
Okay.
As you command.
I think he planned this. Whoops. I got the wrong thing in the screenshot. Oh, let's get our weapons out.
You must fall back!
You ask me to run?
Leave this to me.
Against such a foe, I would be more hindrance than help. The field is yours.
Thank you.
We will withdraw, but not without our countrymen. I want every soul accounted for. Every soul!
My lord.
Do we have their names? So, is it a...
I knew you would not flee. I see now the strength which flows from that baleful night of yours.
Is it a
But I
trial?
have become Skuyomi, goddess of the moon and divinity of night. What power can compare to such celestial majesty? I shall plunge all I despise into darkness. And within that black abyss, even your light shall flicker and fail.
Skuyomi.
Come, Let us cast the stalks and look upon the fate of Dorma. I see a future in which the sun sets on this wretched land. Once and for all!
Well, that's just... I mean, why you have to be so negative? Oh, the piano's going there in the background. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Castrum Fluminous, now accessible. The Duty Finder has been updated. Use the Duty Finder to confront Skuyomi. I've already forgotten how to pronounce it. Skuyomi. So it's like Skuyomi. So the T is silent. The S-U-K becomes Sk. So it's Skuyomi. Something like that. Man, I am just not good at those pronunciations. Well, I guess this is our first trial. I mean, I assume this is a trial. So we will do the trial in another video. So that'll be the next thing. I was kind of hoping to get through this without having to do any of these. I was kind of hoping not to have to, you know, play with other people at all, but it's Final Fantasy XIV. What choice do we have? Oh, she's hanging out up there. Can I run up there? No, I guess not. Alright. I'll be there shortly. Screw me.